Okay then everybody, welcome to another Leicester Lives podcast in association with Igloo Staffing Solutions. As always, if you enjoy the podcast, don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, and please do not forget to subscribe. Now, in front of me today, someone I'm really looking forward to going through the podcast with, it's Pete Palmer. Hello, Pete.
How are you, mate? Are you all right, Joe? Nice to see you.
I'm all good. How are you keeping?
I'm all right, pal. Thank you. Lovely.
Well, Pete, you know how it all works. We like to roll it all the way back to the start and talk about growing up in Leicester, so off we go.
Right, well, I was brought up in Highfields, left there when I was 14, didn't want to leave. I loved it there. I still do now. If I ever won the lottery, I always said I'd buy my house back till I went delivering up there. Not a chance, forget it. I had a good friend over there, Maurice Rowe. His sister Marcia used to babysit for us and that lot, take me to school. Still in contact with him now, but even he's got a bad side, Spurs fan. Yeah, I loved it. I went Charnwood Junior School, went from there to Mundella. I don't know why I didn't go Moats, but I went Mundella anyway. Struggled there for a couple of years, to be fair, because it's not my area.
Yeah.
In Mundella. But you find your feet and that lot. I didn't really like school, to be honest with you. In fact, I only ever got on once with lessons, and that was drama. In fact, and even then I messed that up, because the drama teacher, Mr. Hartley, his name was, and he went, if you didn't fuck about, he says, you'd be a great little actor. And all I could do after that was go, Mr. Hartley swore. Instead of taking him seriously, Mr. Hartley swore, telling everybody. It was so funny that the teacher swore rather than me listen to him. So, and then after that, I went, you had the choice, and when you leave school, you have a good YTS scheme for 27 quid, or go in next and nick a pair of trousers for 30. I know which way I went, but I do regret that. So if any of your kids are watching, go to work. Don't do what I did, tell you. But yeah, and then that set me off on a path really I didn't really want to be, but I enjoyed it, if you know what I mean. I've got to be honest, I didn't want to work, and I know that sounds bad now. That's why I said to you, if you don't just go work. But no, I enjoyed the shoplifting days, to be fair.
I was going to say, Pete, to put it into some sort of context, we're talking, 1980s?
Yeah, 85, 84, 85,
bit of a
now.
Depressing time when you sort of look back economically. There wasn't a lot of work around.
No, we were called Thatcher's Youth, weren't we? So, but I can always remember the first thing I nicked. It weren't like a sweet or a pen or, like the normal stuff. Mine were a Continental quilt from upstairs in Phoenix. So, yeah, and alongside that, we were football lads as well. Do you know what I mean? There were a few of us, I'd say. I weren't the only one who went down that path. But we never had any money. You know what I mean? We had good days and bad days and that. But yeah, it weren't a bad time. And like I said, then we had like the football as well, which we thingy, because while we were living in Highfields, my first fashion was two-tone movement. So ska and that lot, which white lads listening to reggae back in them days was a kind of a no-no. But then the ska movement come in and we could listen to it then and be accepted, you know what I mean? Otherwise you didn't look a twat, basically. And then obviously as soon as that finished, the football lads come out. And I still wear the same clothes now that I wore at school. Look, I've got one on now, look. Although I iron them on a walk.
Yeah, I remember you being a little slimmer back in those days.
Oh, I was very thin, weren't I? Honestly, I was like Bobby Sands. Yeah, I put my weight on, and that stopped when I stopped being a criminal, really. When you're not living on your nerve ends, you kind of put your weight on. But I never had that nice bit, where you go from thin to fat. There's that bit in the middle where you look fit as fuck. Not me, I just went straight to fat. In fact, I told anyone who got fat on wears.
So talk us through the first fashions, the first casual fashions that you got into.
Yeah. Well, we were at Mundella and we started there was a group of us. We were called the Trendies then. They weren't called casuals. We were called Trendies. And there were me, Gibbo, Lee Thornley, Lee Bridges. That were our little gang at school anyway, that used to dress in that lot. My first thing I had was a green Pringle with the yellow lion. Oh, I loved it. And then that trim trap, that colour. Same ones. So, and I've got them on now, but they're not the same ones, if you know what I mean. Yeah, so, and then obviously it's all about the clothes then. Benetton rugby tops, I loved all that. And then you get to, obviously you're wearing the same clothes as them lads in town. And then you start to meet them, they're nodding. And that's how you work, you know what I mean? Then you start with football with them same lads who you nodding your heads, oh, I like his Eve Sander on, and I like stuff like that.
Yeah.
But with Field and China when we first started,
yeah.
do you know what I mean? You're all morning with the eagle on the sleeve. Oh,
How did you first get involved in the football then, Pete?
Just literally, well, to be honest with you, the first time I ever seen any football violence, I was a young lad. And you remember Littlewoods had Littlewoods calf, the balcony that used to look down on the clock tower. It was Birmingham and Leicester. You're talking 79, 80. Birmingham and Leicester fans were fighting. And I thought, oh, look at that. Do you know what I mean? I was just excited. I didn't want to be down there. I'd have got my head kicked. I was only about 11. But I also remember when England played Belgium in Turin, 1980.
Yep.
CS Gas behind the goal.
That's right.
Kevin Keegan. He went, I'm ashamed to be English. Now, I'd have been 11 then. And I remember saying, well, fuck off then. So 11, it's in there. Now, I'm not saying I was any top boy or anything, do you know what I mean? But I did have my little, everyone's got the little story to tell. I mean, it's like when we went Wimbledon at Plough Lane, we got off the train, me and Gray Anstey went for a piss just outside Euston Station, as you walk by from St Pancras. There's a load of black lads coming, Arsenal lads, they're waiting to go Liverpool away at Euston Station. Now, the day before, I had my hair permed on top. So I said to the hairdresser, I went, you know that stuff that burns your head? She went, yeah. I went, can I have some of that? She went, yeah. Now, I think it's 80% ammonia. So when me and Gray Anstey's were having a piss, these lads have come out, Gray decides to whack one, don't they? Oh, here we go. So I've pulled this ammonia out. So I start spraying them. Me and Gray Anstey's are chasing 30 Arsenal lads down the street with his fucking mad can. Can you believe that? Honestly, unbelievable story that was. But there are a few things like that happened. Do you know what I mean? You know, like where...
I remember that Wimbledon game at Plough Lane because, do you remember afterwards, Mitchell said, follow me.
Yeah.
I know where I'm going. And I think we walked for about 2 hours or whatever.
Yeah, you know. To QPR.
longest walk of all time.
Mate, yeah, you're bumping into QPR fans. I remember that. Yeah, definitely.
So, who else was around the football scene at that particular time then, Pete?
Oh, it was you had Ash Green, Craig McLean, you had all the thermals like Billow. Billow lives in Thailand now.
Yeah,
Good lad Billow was. I used to work with him, Brilliant lad he was. In fact, listen, I've got nothing to say bad about any of our lads. All our Leicester lads were brilliant lads. And they really were. I've got nothing bad to say about any of them. You might say something bad about me, but I ain't bothered. But no, everyone's a good lad. Like I said, Ashley Green, nutter. But I loved him. Even now, if I drive by and I see him on the street, I will pull my car up, jump out, and give him an hug.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? You had Glenn, Simon, Peter. Do you know what I mean? I used to call them 3 Degrees, but they call me Mr. Highfields because I was from there and I knew him from then.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So, you can listen, I could go on.
Yeah.
You were a good 200 lads, he's there. Good, and I mean good lads as well. You still see the odd one now. It's like, I went to Tesco the other week, believe it or not, 'cause I'm a bit of a recluse now, so I only go shop and bookies. And I seen Winksy in there. Do you know what I mean? It's lovely to see people that you ain't seen for ages.
Yeah.
And do you know what I mean? And they'll say, how are you, Pete? You all right? I'm all right. Winks, they're brilliant.
Yeah.
And he's a legend in his own right.
Absolutely, yeah. What sort of pubs were you using at the time then around the town?
Right, with the tavern in the town downstairs. Football days was Tops downstairs, which was Rickshaw's George's, but I know it as Tops. You go down there on a Saturday dinner, Fuzz the doorman. Yeah, older lads will remember him, big like. He was all right actually, not as tough as he looked. But yeah, it was Tops downstairs. Then you'd be, where else would we be? There'd be tavern in the town. The Pinch of Snuff, which used to be called the Long Stop. The older lot would call it the Long Stop. I'd just missed out on the Snooty Fox. Yeah. That had shut then. My first nightclub was Trevina's. Older lads again would know that. Then I went to Kaiser's. I went there on the last night actually.
Where was Trevino's?
Trevina's was, what did it turn out to be? Right, it was up High Street, and it was, I'm trying to think, it went to the Bear Cage.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yes, it was the Bear Cage after that, I think after that anyway. Because I remember coming out of Kaiser's one night, and there were Forest lads waiting for us. Do you know what I mean? Because they used to do stuff like that back in the day, them Forest lads did. They were quite sneaky. I think we'd done it a couple of times to them though, to be fair. And then there's the night, like I said, nightclubs for Kaisers. Anywhere they'd let you in. When we used to turn up at the door, they wouldn't let you on. Yeah. To be fair, going back to the Pinch of Snuff, that was like another main pub. To be fair, I can remember Aston Villa coming down there, and I always say there was me and this lad called Chopper, and we got hold of this Villa lad, and we still talk about it now. So getting such a good idea outside West Indian Company. We didn't tell you we're only like 15. Well, we still wondering, that Villa had we done? We're only about 15. Well, we're only about 18 ourselves, till all the bottles come flying at us. Then we ran off. But yeah, great times. And then there are a nightclub up here, just round the corner, Bonnie and Clyde.
Yeah, Bonnie and Clyde's, yeah.
Mate, honestly, what a night out that was. And it was the first one that let us all in. And they knew what we were, who we were, and they weren't bothered. They let us all in. You could go in train. I remember one night he said to me, he says, "You can't come in with trainers on." And I went, "Well, I'll take them off then." And I went in there barefoot. Yeah. And I mean, they used to think I was funny. It used to give me a bottle of Blue Nun and a fiver to start the dancing. And I used to think, "You silly cunt, you don't need to give me that. I'll do it anyway."
Yeah. Well, I think people ought to know, it wasn't just the dancing though, was it, Pete?
No, come on then, you tell me. Yes, I stripped off there a few times. Bit of a party piece.
Bit of a party piece, yeah.
Oh, baby.
Communards never can say goodbye.
No, and you couldn't. I remember the DJ used to look like George Michael. Do you remember him, Neil? Yeah. Good looking though, weren't they? Not that I'm like that.
What about maybe problems with the police around about this time, Pete?
Oh, mate.
All good fun and games, but...
Yeah, listen, they used to pat the roots at me and go, "You're all right, Pete," and that lot. Do you know what I mean? It was like a cat and mouse game. But I remember the last time I got nicked, before we get on, because I do support West Ham, by the way, sorry. Anyway, before I got, I went to the Leicester-Chelsea game, the riot of '89, and I got nicked. You've got to listen to this. Anyway, so I've got put on remand. I got nicked for that, but you go out on bail. Anyway, I got put on remand for a few shoplifting bits and bobs. And what's happened then, they've called me out while I'm in Welford Road. You're up court. So I've gone up court anyway. They've called me out, and I've come out at the back. You come out the back of the door, they open the door, you're there. There's two Chelsea fans sitting here. And I thought, I'm sure that's the one who knocked me down at the game. Well, I'm sure, because I hit him, but his mate knocked me down. We all got nicked. Anyway, I'm sat there, and the judge decides to deal with me first. So he said to me, he went, "I'm looking at your record." He says, "You're a bit of a thug, aren't you?" And I've got this leather jacket on, Pringle. I'm on remand. I've got a Pringle on. I've just had my hair cut. It was a skinhead with a parting shade there. So he went, "Look at you." He said, "Look how you dressed." He went, "Look at your hair." Well, he's got a wig on, ain't there? So the first thing I've done is, "Look at your fucking hair." Oh, mate, I thought he was going to hit me with that hammer. I've got 4 months for saying that.
And was that your first time in prison?
No, I went in '88 for a lot of thefts and that lot. I did a load of thefts. That was a funny story. I went Loudon Grange, which was a young offenders. It was like an open prison. In fact, people used to run off. I used to laugh at him. And I met a lad in there from Wolverhampton. I still talk to him now. Banksy, his name. He's one of Wolves' lads. Big, beautiful, stocky thing he was. And he took to me, do you know what I mean? And he was massive. And he's a white lad. Anyway, he says, "Come down, gym." Now, I've never been down the gym. I hate gyms. I can't be doing with gym freaks or road like that. Not my scene. Most of them are popping anyway or whatever they're doing. So anyway, I said, "Go on then, I'll come with you." So anyway, he said, "You can be my spotter." I don't know what that is. But it's helping him, ain't it? So anyway, he's like, and I'm helping him. And he went, "Do you want to go?" And I've gone, "Go on then. This is the only time I've been gymming in my life." So anyway, I've laid down on this bench, he's put it on my finger. He went, "Go on then." And I went, "This is a piece of piss, this is it." He went, "I ain't let go yet." You know how thin I used to be. I went, "Please don't let go, don't let go back there." He's like, "Whoa, oh mate." But yeah, that was Loudon Grange 88, Welford Road 90. To be honest with you, I've never done a lot of big time, to be fair. It's just because I was petter.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I didn't tread on anyone's toes. I was a nuisance more than bad.
I was going to say, how did you find it, Pete? What were the prisons like? I would just like to say a massive thank you to everybody who watches and supports this podcast, and in particular to our sponsors. Our main sponsor, Igloo Staffing Solutions, and our IT sponsor, Whiteski Digital. Don't forget, if you enjoy this podcast, hit like, leave a comment, and do not forget to subscribe. Now let's crack on with the content.
Welford Road was boring. Loudon Grange was hilarious. Now, anyone who says they don't want to come out of prison, they're lying. But if I'd have had an extra week in there, it wouldn't have bothered me. Do you know what I mean? I had that much, it was a laugh in there, to be fair. I met a lad from Nottingham, big family actually, Fogos, black family. And at the end, you get a discharge grant. So I've called him on and went, "Fogo, here, £5 for you and Kelly." Kelly was another lad from Nottingham, good lad, brilliant lad. I went, "Share that, £5 a lot, one in 1988, when you're free in prison." And he went, "You ever come to Leicester?" He went, "Nottingham," he says, "I'll look after you." Just that's for the Fogos. Anyway, I've done my research years gone by, and I think 2 are dead, 2 are doing life, 1's doing whatever now. Right, not a family from Iceland Green there were.
Yeah.
So like, I'm glad I didn't really get in contact with them, because I don't know what I'd have ended up doing.
Yeah.
Especially if we went over to Nottingham. But yeah, they're the only 2 times really.
Yeah.
that I'm talking about.
And of course, you know, back in those days, Pete, it wasn't just maybe trouble with the police. I mean, there was a lot of animosity with the door staff around the town as well.
Mate, the bouncer laws, the things they did to some of our lads was unbelievable. Again, though, I escaped all that because I was a shoplifter. And bouncers would come up to you, can you get me this, can you get me this? It was 2 sizes too small for me anyway. But yeah, no, and I'd sell it on cheap. So it happened once on the clock tower, they were starting to circle around, and I know he's all right, which makes you feel kind of guilty, especially with what happened, because what they did to Chris Hockey was out of order, and you know who done it. Anyway, that was quite bad actually, and Battles, I mean, they were on the front of a magazine called The Face, and that lot. We were their bugbear, they didn't like it, we were their bugbear, mate. We caused them a lot of trouble. Do you know what I mean? Because they all thought they were all tough lads. I suppose a lot of them were, but they were liberty takers in them days.
Yeah.
They really were. I suppose we were, but we were young lads.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? We all look back now, and you think bouncers, blokes. We weren't blokes then, we were kids. That's all we were. I could take liberties, you'd be standing there, bang, at the side of you.
Yeah.
Sidewinders that. It was a bad time, to be fair, and we all know who was in charge of them all and who started it, so without mentioning names, there's going to be enough trouble in soon anyway.
So, how long were you involved in the football for, Pete?
Not long, really, if the truth be known, because it come up to, after the Chelsea game, I actually got 4 months for that, for saying that thing. I got a £1,000 fine and a 2-year ban. That was the 4 months for telling that judge what about his fucking hair. So basically, when I come out of prison and that lot, and I thought, well, I just like football, right? But the acid house scene was on then, weren't it? So we all went that way. Well, not all, but I went that way.
Yeah.
I weren't bothered about football then. I was banned anyway. I couldn't go anywhere.
Yep.
When my ban finished, that's when I got my season ticket at West Ham Upton Park. I mean, in fact, actually, I got nicked again not long after I got out. And instead of getting put away, because what it is, they said, we're going to do you for bringing organised crime into Leicester. I went, what, for nicking blank videotapes from Laskies? I went, you're having a laugh. Anyway, I ended up getting community work, and I called him my West Ham brother, Kev. And we got season ticket. He went, you're Pete Palmer, and I went, yeah, I am. Now that makes me sound like I'm kind of some kind of famous bloke, but I ain't. But he just knew me from Thermiston, so I moved to Thermiston. So, and he said, you support West Ham? I went, yeah. He went, yeah, I do. I went, should we go? And we went, the first game we went was Man United, West Ham, Paul Ince.
Right.
Oh, can you imagine?
Yeah.
Dude, they couldn't score in the last minute, didn't they? We were winning 2-1 and all, and he scored, didn't they?
Yeah.
I listened, and then you're like, listen to these fat blokes going, fucking cunts. Proper Andy Under did. And we went for a few years, I bet it was a good 4 or 5 years. We hardly missed a game, to be fair. We even went most of the aways. I bet we'd done out of what? Say 38 games, we probably did 30 league games. Unless, I can't remember us getting relegated. We were under red that, do you know what I mean? It was quite a good time, really.
Yeah.
And then we did the cup games and all. No, I didn't go Prague. I were absolutely gutted about the other week. But I'm too old now. I don't even watch Premier League football. I just watch West Ham.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, ridiculously small stadium to hold the final in anyway,
Oh,
wasn't it?
mate, it's the piss, didn't it?
Yeah.
If I'd have got in, I wouldn't have got in anyway.
Yeah,
I think they were more outside.
Yeah,
To be fair. But that's what happened. That's why I stopped the football. I stopped the football virtually after that Chelsea game. I got nicked and I thought, like, this is like the 5th time I've been nicked. I'm gonna forget it now. Do you know what I mean? You're a target, ain't you?
I was going to say, I mean, football was starting to be treated a little differently, wasn't it, by the time you got to the late 80s? You know, authorities clamping down a bit.
Yeah, weren't they just? That's what I mean. In fact, I was quite lucky, really. I mean, I didn't get to put away for that Chelsea game, and I think that was probably the end of the era. They were starting to put people away then. Do you know what I mean? So, a good time to get out. And a lot of our lads had stopped anyway. A lot of them were going to like watch the. You know, I went to just watch Leicester or whoever else they supported, like Bert, Drew. They used to support Leeds. They still go now. There's Archie, me and Archie go, well, I don't go West Ham anymore. Archie still goes, I think. Because when they play this, when I see the lads down here, it's the only time I ever see our lads is when West Ham play Leicester. And I'll always be in the West Ham end. Archie gets me the ticket, and I'll come out the ground, you see, like, and you see, I have enough with all the Leicester lads. And I'm going, I see Mark, last day of the season, when they got relegated, that was funny. Because Leicester, they'd won, like, and we're cheering when Leicester scored in that long. We got Pride the week. I'll come out and see Mark O'Callaghan. And I've gone like that. Because how are you, Mark? You come in for a drink and tell you, but not with fucking you, eh? So, I went that. And then, like I said, it was just all West Ham, really. And I started playing Sunday morning football. believe it or not. Blackdick, they're a great goalkeeper, mate, I was rubbish. Honestly, you know them videos you get at Christmas where if the goalie makes some mistakes, goalie's gaffes?
Yeah.
I've done them all. I swear to God, I've done them all. I've even thrown one in the net. It was mud out. But we did actually do all right. We were just all lads, all mates playing. I was the eldest, so I was shit at football, absolutely shit. I weren't much better in goal, but I had 2 years where I were actually all right. And we was in like the first division, and we won that, lost in the cup final to the Premier League winners. The year after, because we got promoted, we won the Premier League and the cup. So no other teams done it. And the thing was, I were a bit of a lad still. Do you know what I mean? And you know, like by not going to sleep. If you know what I mean by not going to sleep, you'll know what we're on about. Anyway, Markets and Spa were the top 2 teams there. My mate Simon Harris, who used to run a football team and that lot, with Cassie and that lot, they used to ring them up and say, you know that goal that Emin sleeps is fucking Thursday, don't you? He went, you're shooting him and he's saving them. But yeah, no, that were a good laugh and all. Some good lads, to be fair, and especially who I've played football with, they're real good lads.
What were you doing for work around this time, Pete? Because like you said, you left school and then you got into sort of bit of criminality.
Yeah.
Did that continue or did you settle down?
No, what it was, and it was late to be fair, I did carry on not doing a lot to be fair. I was a criminal until about 1993, if the truth be known. And then my mate, Eric, he says, we need somebody to come and fill in at work. He said, fancy doing a week? I was there 5 years. Yeah, can you believe it? 5 years, pressing metal like that with my headphones on, long hair getting trapped in the machine and everything. Do you know what I mean? But I ended up staying there 5 years.
Yeah.
People even says, we'd have put money on you lasting a week and that were it. Because I never wanted to work. I don't regret not wanting to work at the time. Now I couldn't do without it. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, that's what I did. And then I was there 5 years, but the money was rubbish. But it got me out the streets. Do you know what I mean? So, and then I applied for a job at this warehouse, where Scouse was, like Jay Green. So I worked with him, which helps you settle in if you know someone there. Yeah. But within a year, I was made foreman. They didn't like the foreman. This bloke that got took over the company by some Irish firm. They didn't like the foreman, so they got rid of him. And then, but you can't give it out as the same job. So they made him redundant and made me team leader, which is foreman of the warehouse. Can you believe it? Being foreman of the warehouse, you're having a laugh. But that went bust after like 2 more years after that. But I got a right good payout from them. They looked after me, to be fair. Since then, I thought, right, what can I do now? I don't want to sell drugs. I can't fucking... I don't want to sell drugs. I can't rob anymore. There's cameras and everything. Do you know what I mean? I mean, even when I used to rob, I went in WH Fifth once and there's a radio at the top there. And Pete Palmer's down there, the CDs and that lot. I've just gone there and I went, no, I'm not. I'm coming back up the escalator. They're waiting for me like that. So I thought, I can't do that. There's cameras, there's radios. So I can't do none of that no more. So I learned to drive. I was 35 when I passed my test, 76 lessons and 3 tests. Yeah. And then I started doing driving jobs, and that's what it is. And I've started up myself now, to be fair. It's I'm enjoying it. It gets me out. Yep. Because like I said, I've had a couple of bits of dark times, so I like to get out and drive. I don't go out at all now, or anything, very rare. In fact, rare ain't it? It's less than rare. I'm like a recluse now. I get my money, I do my house up, I go bookies. That's it. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's not a lot more. I do really, to be fair.
So just go back to the acid house times, then, Pete. You know, how did it transition from, say, football to acid house, and what were your first experiences of that scene?
Well, the first experience was I got out of prison and this lad's got these tickets for a place called Amnesia House. It's Sky Blue Connection in Coventry. So I've gone there and I knew the doorman. He was actually one of Coventry's top lads. Craig McLean introduced me to him when we were football hooligans. And Steve Basher, I think his name is. I know him as Steve, Craig or Basher. And he run the door and he went, what are you doing there? He went, it's Craig we are, obviously. And I went, no. So obviously I knew like it was the Cough doorman who was thinking that lot. And I went, like I said, I went to this Amnesia house. Now I used to drink before, Alston pills, whatever, 10 green bottles, wash off you go and that lot. Mate, I had half a trip, I had a pill which were in New York or something like that. I've never fucking drank since. What a great night that was. Sweating and everything. Brilliant. And I just stopped drinking from then, really. I don't touch a drop now, except when I'm on holiday, which is their local piss. And I ain't bothered about that. And I still get drunk on that. If I do go out now, and it's very rare, like I said, you're talking once every 2 years. our drinks burn off ices, just to be sociable, and I'm levered on them.
Yeah.
Honestly, they get me hammered, they do.
So what were the clubs you went to then around about that time?
Well, I didn't go to any clubs in Leicester. Oh, I do that. That's a lie, actually, because obviously we went. There's a place called Hot Dog, which was near the Leicester Mercury. There was Flaming Colossus, which was the old Jokers, as I know it as. I know about the old names. And then your main ones is the Emporium at Colville. Oh, because the acid I've seen after about 91, 92, say I'd say it was dead. It was silly songs like Rhubarb, go away.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I started to go back into the clubs then, which is better because most of the time we was in the back room where they play your loose ends, your Jocelyn Brown, your soul music, because that's my favourite music out of it all. If you say what's your favourite music, it's 80s soul and funk. And disco and that, Cool in the Gang, Shallow Art. That's my favourite stuff, that is. Yeah. But I do like everything else as well. Yeah. That's my main music, do you know what I mean? So...
What's your favourite memories from those times, would you say, Pete?
Which ones?
The rave scene.
The pills, ain't it? It's got to be. The music was good, to be fair, although if people come and say now, I'm saying no, it's had its day. It went hardcore, which I liked it when it was like girls singing and pianos and stuff like that. But it went hardcore, which was more what the Germans listened to. It was listening to what the Germans listened to. So anyway, that kind of, like I said, but I like music, singing. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Which, like, if you go to them back rooms in the clubs, they'll play all the old stuff. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So that was my favourite bit. The pills were brilliant, don't get me wrong. But again, they died off. Yeah. And I'll agree there. When people were having 2, I'm having 10, and I'm sorry, man. But yeah, I got too far on them, really. Yeah. I don't do such a thing now.
I was going to say, have some dark times on those, Pete?
Couple. Yeah. To be fair, I'm not going to lie, but more good. So I'm not going to knock it. Everyone has a bad thing. It's like you get beaten with football. That reversing, like hitting him over there the week before, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? So you're going to have good and bad in everything. But yeah, I had a couple, to be fair, a few wobbles, if truth be known. Not so much thing, it's just like, they said you're paranoid more than anything, which was never me. Yeah. I wouldn't care what anyone used to think or say or look at, you know what I mean? Don't also, is he looking at me that lot? Yeah. In fact, my mate used to call me Paranoid Pete. I only had one incident on him. Yeah. The name's such a phrase, and if I go in there again, then we can fuck off.
Yeah. And what about your favourite times at the football down in Leicester?
The lads. Yeah. It's the lads. And, you know what I mean? I've stood when I shouldn't have done. I've ran when I shouldn't have done. Do you know what I mean? But our lads are brilliant. I've seen some bad things though. When Stu Howe got slashed against Everton, and he had this yellow line and such that his face fell to bits at the side of it. He had one of them Adidas Colorados on. Love them tops and all, don't you? He had one of them, and I remember because he went, Reg, and he was on about Mick Redway, God rest his soul. And he went fucking mental, Redway did. He went, come on, and went into Everton. Now, there's a book out about these Everton lads, County Road Cutters. The bloke who wrote it, Andy Nichols, there's a bit in this book about the trouble at Leicester, and it says, and a few of their lads got cut that day. Now, there was only one still out, and if he knows about that, then it's him who's done the cunt. That's how I look at it. And still out got slashed, yeah, and I think that done him with football, to be fair. Yeah. We don't go for that. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? We didn't go to be slashed. You don't mind grab a pack of hounds and that lot. I mean, I've done some horrible things myself. But then again, I've had horrible things done to me. Do you know what I mean? So, but that was the worst thing I ever think, like still out slashing. And the thing was, he was a top lad as well, a brilliant lad. You know what I mean? If someone like that, there's mongrels out there, why don't we get one of them? But he was such a nice lad in that lot as well. But he lives in Ireland now, good football player.
I was going to say, Pete, what's your views? Because sort of round about that time, lads who went to the football sort of became public enemy number one, like I said, with the authorities and the politicians and the media or whatever. Yeah. I mean, you look back now and you look at the problems society's got. I mean, it was nothing by comparison.
No, we were good as gold. We were though, weren't we? Even you. In fact, you've got with the nicest hooligan I've ever met. But no, compared to what they are now, and I feel sorry for it now because what it was, the country's split now. I don't want to blame anyone for splitting it, but we've got a certain famous Asian casual that, like, could use his platform to help bring people together, but he's gone the other way and he's telling lies. he needs to remember who his mates were, because he's telling lies and he shouldn't be doing that. I mean, blue eyes, come on. Paul Newman and Michael Caine had blue eyes. I mean, they were the best looking people on the telly. We all wanted blue eyes. No one said out about your eyes. And if they did get a backbone, people used to take the piss out of my teeth. What's the difference? Just that. But we had the two-tone culture, that put black and whites together. We had the football lads, we were all together. Do you know what I mean? Black and white lads. You had your acid house again, all culture together. These ain't the kids today ain't got nothing like that. I feel sorry for them. And then for them people who were part of that to then go around saying they was racially abused and that lot when they were young, they're telling lies because, for one, we want to let it happen. And another thing is, you weren't the only one. There was semi before you, mate. And I ain't being funny, mate. If you're standing next to someone like Henry Williams and someone's calling you names, do you think he's really going to stand for it? Not a chance. Because they were the best at Arsenal. And Henry Williams, like, he got their top lad, Denton. Yeah. Good lad, Henry, and all that. Do you know what I mean? Puts them all out, really. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? But they were always my favourites in the football hooligan, the Arsenal. They used to come in town every year. Yeah. Oh, mate, honestly. There was always something to do, you know, with them.
Always had a bit of class, Arsenal, didn't they?
Yeah,
you know, with the dress sense.
Walk straight down, straight onto the clock tower. Boom, boom, boom. I remember Jono and Ashley Green like that. And I remember, like, we got down the ground once and there was loads of them. And I'm like, fucking hell. And that's it, they've started to come towards me. I've gone. And I've gone round the corner and there's Ashley Green. Went, calm down, I went, oh, Ash. Yeah, they were always my favourites. When we played Arsenal, there was something going to happen. Arsenal and Cov. Yeah. I remember once, we was Walnut Street or whatever it is, and the Cov come running around the corner. Now I'm standing like that. I swear they got as close as you, and I'm like, I'm going. And then all of a sudden they stopped and ran. Now I didn't know that the lads behind me had run off as they come running around the corner. So they were there on my own. Yeah. And I didn't know. And then these lots turn around and that's how football used to be, didn't it? You get dead run. And all of a sudden they stopped there and I'm like, yeah, like I've done it, you know what I mean? And it works because these lot turned around and ran back at top. But Coffer's nasty, Coffer away on the pitch. Yep. Yeah, and everyone's laid claim to picking up that corner flag. Yeah. Ain't no, how many people like, it was me.
What about, you know, we just mentioned Arsenal there and a little bit of class. You know, what were your sort of favourite fashions? Obviously you love the sportswear, like you said, but...
Yeah, no, and I couldn't afford the other stuff, and it were all to Dick and all because it was Scotland's. You know, your Armani's, your Yves Saint Laurent, Don Quinn and that lot used to wear all that. Black. I did have a Christian Dior blazer. I went to school in it with Farriers and green trim trap with an umbrella. What a twat! They were red hot. Yeah, but my mum was always, I loved my Pringles. Then they had a jumper because we couldn't afford Armani's. They had a jumper come out, Cecil G called G2s. Mate, do you remember them?
Yeah, I remember them, yeah.
I can't get hold of one. If I had one of them, it probably wouldn't fit. I mean, look. But if I could get hold of one of them now, they were beautiful jumpers. Yeah. Pringles, and the Leyland Scots. I don't like the badge on the Leyland Scots. Yeah. You know, like, I know the difference between this one and the old one. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And because ours were yellow. These are gold. Yeah. I say that because I've got one underneath here.
Yeah. those G2s, they never even pop up on eBay or whatever.
No, I've looked over. Or Clark's tops. Remember Clark's tops?
Clark's tops.
Yeah. You don't see them much. That's made you smile, ain't it?
Yeah. That was always very much a Leicester thing. Those Clark's tops, weren't they?
I think so. Yeah, because we joined up with Derby, and I think a couple of their lads had them on as well. Derby lads had them on because we joined up with Derby once. In the 80s and that lot. That didn't last very long because, like I said, out of towners. I remember with Arsenal again, we were playing Arsenal and there was a Derby and I think, we love you Derby. We had a Burberry, umbrella. Colin Kelly went bang. I went, Colin, what you done that for? He went, fucking shouting Derby. Fair enough. Do you know what I mean? I knew that wouldn't last long anyway. And Winksy hated them. Yeah. Hated them with a passion, which he's through and through, ain't he? Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Legend. Yeah, but Mum was... Trainers, always trainers. Do you want to see my house? It's like JD Sports. Yeah. But with all old rest, I've got blue munching, I've got red trim, I've got green trim trab. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? I've got all old uns and that lot. Have you even got them ones that McVicker had? Do you remember the film McVicker? Yeah, TRX.
What about when it changed away from the sportswear, Pete? Because like you said, you know.
Yeah, basically it was just like it was shirts, weren't it? Christian Dior, Yves Saint Laurent, your Armani jumpers and that lot. Your Lacoste, I mean, that badge means fuck all now. But that badge back in the day, Lacoste badge was, you had one of Lacoste on me, you're like, oh, look at that. Yeah. You know what I mean? I bought Bert Garney, famous, had a white one. And I went, please sell it, man. And I bought that off him and that lot. But, like I said, it was casuals. Revell shoes. Do you remember Revell shoes? Brilliant, mate. Brilliant shoes they were. I had some Pierre Cardin crocodile ones. They were dear as hell. Got them from a catalogue of all places. They were in catalogue. I still now look, if I can ever get them, they had the chain across with a P in the middle. Beautiful shoes. They were not nice for Farris and a Pierre Cardin shirt I used to wear.
Yeah.
But I had it on every week, so it's all I had. You know what I mean? Unless I pinched something. And then I'd sell it anyway. You know what I mean? If I nicked it, I'd sell it. Do you know what I mean? Rather than keep it. So everything was a tenner here, 15 quid here, money ain't it?
What about areas of Leicester you lived in, Pete? You said about growing up in Highfields, but obviously you lived in other places around the town.
Well, yeah, because obviously my mum didn't like the way I was living my life, so she wouldn't let me live at home. So, like I said, Highfields, what happened there, I was supposed to be very, very clever. On parents' evenings, my mum used to go to junior school and they'd say, he's a big fish, he's going to go to grammar school and stuff like that. My mum wrapped me up in cotton wool too much, whereas my mates went out till 10 at night, I had to be in at 9. So I rebelled really bad. I always blame her for how it turned out. When we left Highfields, I was here, there and everywhere, if the truth be known. I never had a settled place until I went back and begged my mum and dad, which would be, 90 something. So for like 7 years, it was a case of here, there and everywhere. They had the odd flat, the odd bed sit and that lot, but they never lasted. Up Ingham Road, Thurnby Lodge. A lot of my mates used to put me up Thurnby Lodge. Simon Harris, the young one, you know the young one?
Yeah.
Brilliant. He can cook a sausage, by the way. So it was a case of that. And then, like I said, I got that job when I told you my mate says, they want you to stay at Dinger. So I went and dinged. I went and said to my mum, I've got a job now. Can I stay at home? And the first thing that happened, the law come. On the first week I got back home, the law come and knocked on the door. And my mum went, you need to go and hand yourself in. I goes, I'm not doing anything. The sort of, well, you don't live here then. So I had to go and hand myself in. And the charges were dropped. It was about a theft.
Yeah.
And but it weren't me. And I knew it weren't me. But hand yourself in. You don't do that. Mum went, well, you don't live here then. And I was trying to rebuild my life. Yeah. So I went and handed myself in, and the cunts didn't give me a lift home, did they? So I'm walking back from Chelsea at like 2 in the morning. I've handed myself in and said it ain't me. They know it ain't me. They've let me go. I went and lift home, and they went, yeah, hang on. Well, about 3 hours later, I said, because I'm going to get this lift home. They goes, no one's taking you home, mate. So I had to walk all the way home. But like I said, my mum liked it because I'd done it, and I'd proven to her like that I've got a job now. I'm not thinking. And basically, so I followed my mum to Thurmaston. My mum's from Thurmaston. You know, as the kids, all their families were 13 then, brought up in Thurmaston. So they're Thurmaston people. I count myself, still now to this day, count myself as Highfields, because that's where I was brought up. But yeah, I'm in Thurmaston myself now. Lost my mum about 6 years ago. Well, it's 6 years in November. She left me in the house and that lot, bless you, silver lining and all that. Some people won't like me saying that. But yeah, she left me in the house. So I'm doing it proud. I'm doing it all up. Well, I've done it all up. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And I still call it my mum's house. Yeah. I do. Do you know what I mean? The respect. Me and my mum, we were like that. Yeah. And the way we used to talk to each other, I mean, we'd argue. My mates would be there. Yeah. We'd argue. And she'd be like, and I'd go, shut up, you cunt. She'd go, you can fuck off, you fat cunt. And then she'd go, what's up with his face? My mates would be like, you know, with their head down. She went, look at his face, what's up with him? But that's how me and my mum were. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And when she was bad and that was for dying, and I'd say, Mum, are you all right? And that lot. I went, you can't get out of bed, Mum. The doctor says you got to stay there. She went, who do you think you are, a fucking consultant? Mate, honestly, it broke me heart, but it made me laugh at the same. I look back now, remember, that's how my mum wanted me. Yeah. But I used to call her Violet as well. All right, Violet, because she used to call me Ronnie. I went, don't call me that one, because I look like Ronnie Cray with glasses on, do you know what I mean? So I used to call her Violet Cray. But with glasses on, I get a resemblance of Ronnie Cray. Or Reggie. Please say Reggie.
And what's your views, Pete, about Leicester now? You know, because, I mean, it's, you know, we're talking, best part of 40 years ago, some of these tales, but Leicester's changed a lot.
It's no fun here no more. It's like, I feel sorry for the young ones. I mean, I don't disrespect what they do, because you can be a good lad at any age, 8, 18, 28, 58. No matter how old you are, if you're a good lad, you're a good lad. But there seems to be this split in society now, and I don't know where it's come from. We should use platforms like this to help bring us together, because when I was a kid, Hindus, Muslims, Sikhs, Christians, we all stuck together, Rastafarians. I mean, we were all together. When I lived in Highfields, we were the safest kids in the street. 2 doors away, we had the working girls. We used to call them prostitutes back in our day. My mum would come out, she'd go, Carol, will you watch the kids? Yeah, of course they will die. And like, do you know what I mean? We were the safest kids. We could run up and down Highfields and that lot, and she'd be watching us and that lot. Then she'd get a client, go in their house, start shagging them. Me and my mate Morris, we'd look through the window, see the hospital, but I'd bang on the window. Then she would tell me, "Mum, I'm going to get right behind him." But they don't seem that fun anymore. It's more like, it's us and them. And it shouldn't be like that. There ain't us and them. We're all together.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I don't like how it's going. But at the end of the day, I'm 55 now, so if you call it in golfing terms, I'd say I'm on the back nine. Probably got 20, 25 years left maximum. I'll be gone. By the time it gets too bad, I'll be done anyway.
Well, here's a question for you then, Pete. Who do you blame for that divide in society? Because, you know, it wasn't there,
mate,
and it is there.
Controversial. We all know where the divides come from, and yet we're not allowed to have our say. We're called right wing. And we're not, we're just speaking out because like we do anything, we're not allowed to do this, we're not allowed to do that, we're not allowed to say that, yet everyone else is. I don't want to be like that because I'm not like that. I'm in no way am I like that because they're my friend. They were my friends, should I say. I remember who I've grown up with. I remember who my mates have been all my life. Do you know what I mean? They seem to forget that. Do you know what I mean? My mum never chucked a different religion out of our house. Let's put it that way.
Do you think politicians have contributed towards this?
Yeah,
society?
big time. But they've sided with everyone else. They're scared to say anything. I mean, let's be honest here. I mean. We're the hard done to here. We're the most despised race in this country. White middle-aged men. We are now the most despised race in this country. No one likes us no more. We're the trouble, apparently. But we didn't cause this trouble. We've let so much go. Then you have the riots the other week. I was on holiday, thank God, because I'd had a mate who got involved. Because like I said, I've still got friends of different religions. I'm being nice here, but like I said, we say something and they're putting us away for like 8 years, 9 years. But hang on a minute. Right, and I'm stopping there on that one. Is that all right?
Yeah, of course it is. Of course it is. You mentioned your favourite memories of Leicester, really the lads, like you said.
Yeah, brilliant lads.
And unfortunately, we lost a few along the way.
Yeah, we have. Yeah, Glaze, Mick Redder. I'm going to forget some here, Paddy O'Keefe. We've lost a load. Yeah. I mean, even the older ones like Phil Flavel and that. Like, do you know what I mean? We really have lost a load. And I'm going to forget some names in now, which kills me because everyone's worth a mention. John Phillips, and that, he was like my age. Oh, mate, heartbreaking, to be fair. Smiling up to the last day, that man. Yeah. Honestly, do you know what I mean? In fact, I'm even more this in tribute to you. Not really. But yeah, like I said, I forgot, and I don't want to be horrible and forget names, but I am going to because we're on a time thing. But yeah, Glaze, Redway, do you know what I mean? Phillips, I've said them names anyway. Like I said, more will come back to me. Yeah, of course. And I'll probably be gone. Yeah. But what's sad, because it's good lads as well. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. The best thing about Leicester was the lads. Yeah. We were such a close thing here. Yeah. No one really fell out. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Amongst each other, no one really fell out, which I think is brilliant. Because it's like you get the odd one. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, some of them had different tempers. Look at Doggy Dave. I mean, Doggy Dave had dealt with everybody, but another brilliant lad. Yeah. It's true. Like I said, what I liked is that we were all mates and that lot. Nobody fell out, and that's a good thing. Yeah, especially when you think how many people were around. Yeah, but we're all into the same thing, weren't we? That's what it was in that lot. You know, it's like, I mean, Bill Owsley-Less coat with a map of the world inside. Oh, I could have died for that. Do you know what I mean? You just look at all that because I love the clothes, the fashion. Yeah. The fashion brought us all together. Yeah. I like his stuff like that. I remember going down Danny Dow's house once, and his brother come down, Andy, in his box. Tight boxer shorts. No, I've never seen boxer shorts before. I wore pants. So what I mean, and I went, "Is Danny in?" And he went, "Yeah." And I went, "Danny, will you sell me your feeler?" And then he's going, "Go on, sell him your feeler." And that was the whole thing. I went to school with it next day. Like, I bought this off now. But his brother made him sell it there. Yeah. I went, "Oh, I ain't sure." And he went, "Go on, see in his pants like that."
What's your views of football these days, Pete? You know,
rubbish. Forget it. I don't even watch Premier League anymore. I watch West Ham. So if I say I don't watch Premier League, I don't watch Champions League because we're never going to be in it. It's like my Thursday night football. They're playing teams all over Europe, not the same mates that played last year. Man City, Real Madrid. Although that'll happen again this year at some point. They're all playing whoever. So I don't watch Champions League. Premier League, forget it. Right? Because every time you score a goal, they're looking to disallow it. Well, they're checking for handball. They're checking for this. What's that all about? So I watch Championship now. A goal's a goal.
Yeah.
And the fans are more real.
Yeah.
Have you heard Man City now? Man City was shit forever. Let's be honest, right? Now all of a sudden, the top dogs and everything, have you heard how their fans celebrate when they score? They go, yay! Do you know what I mean? When we score, it's like, yes! Get it. I used to remember when we beat Stockport in the Cup.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Oh, we've just scored against Stockport. Man City fans now, it's expected.
Yeah.
And another thing I don't like about it is like when Man United would say top of the league and that lot, everyone used to have a go at them. Do you know what I mean? But now Man City said, oh, forget it, we ain't bothered about that one. We used to, West Ham's Upton Park used to be a graveyard for some teams who couldn't find it at the top. In fact, Man U have lost the league twice there in my time.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? You just come there, it'd be hard. But Man City turn up, they go, oh, we ain't bothered if we lose.
Yeah, we've only got to look at some of those, like, you know, when they won the league and there's only about 200 people outside the ground celebrating. There's just nobody there, is it? It doesn't sort of mean anything.
No, it was great when Leicester won it. Oh, mate, honestly. And I'm West Ham, and I weren't an hypocrite. I didn't go Vicky Park or out like that. But I know some of my mates are die-hard Leicester, and they are. And for them, and then the FA Cup. Now, the FA Cup's my favourite. I'm still old school. What they're going to do to that competition, I don't know. Because I still like the League Cup. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But the FA Cup, they're going to end up demolishing that and all. When Leicester won that FA Cup, I mean, that's my dream. I always said, as long as I see West Ham in the FA Cup before I die, I'll be an happy man. Now, we won that European trophy. Call it what you want. Do you know what I mean? That's no different from like they were saying, yeah, but you beat nobody, innit? Nor did Leicester when they beat Tranmere. So it's a cup's a cup.
Yeah, of course it is. Yeah.
When Leicester won that FA Cup, I wish it were me, but it's fair play, lads, brilliant. And I went out actually that day. I went and watched Oby Race Club, not Oby Race Club, Oby Town Football Club.
Yep.
Yeah, I went and watched it there. It was packed, full of old lads as that. Lads I hadn't seen for ages. Every beating come out and everything. All right, Eric, brilliant, honestly. I had a right good day, to be fair. To see old faces and that. I even see some. Remember the YBS?
Of course I do.
I don't remember some of them because, like, do you know what I mean? They were younger than us.
Yeah.
They couldn't go, we know you, baby squad radio. Good lad you wasn't that lot. And then they start rolling out. And I went, oh God, yeah, of course you. You remember everyone's older now, looking different.
Yeah.
Some people I don't recognise.
Yeah.
Horrible, ain't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can feel ignorant. And I go, oh yeah, you're right, yeah, you.
What do you think it's like for the young lads now when they're watching football? Because again, that's a different experience, isn't it? You know.
Again, to be honest with you, mate, I wouldn't know because it's like me. I won't go to that new ground at West Ham. So it's like some people now. They go, "What's Filbert Street? What's Filbert Street? What's Upton Park? What's Highbury?"
Yeah.
They don't know it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like a different world.
Yeah.
Like Main Road, Man City. You have to walk through Moss Side to get to that, mate.
Yeah.
What? What do you mean? Have you ever done that walk? Do you know, they haven't.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? They won't know. It's all new and corporate and the kids are shit, ain't they? All these squirrels and things. I hate them. West Ham's is all right this year. It's plain.
Yeah.
I like just the plain one. Even Wolves, badge in the middle.
Yeah.
Oh, old school.
Yeah.
But all these new fashionable kits and that, like, I don't like them. The closest we got to it changing was early 80s. Everyone went kind of silk, shiny.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
Spurs is like silver kits and that,
Yeah.
like, and Tottenham, Southampton ranked here on Geegan. Do you remember? But they were shiny, weren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, and the kit, I thought the kits, in fact, I've got all the West Ham shirts, and the worst shirt we ever had was that one we won in Prague in. So I've had to buy it anyway, and I hated it when we were playing it. And we won. So I bought the embroidered version. I had to get it nice, good in the framed one on the wall.
So looking back on your life, Pete, obviously you've had so many good times, but you know, any regrets?
Oh, a few, to be fair. I went out looking for glory when I was a kid. If you watch Rise of the Foot Soldier, I mean, I'm not in that league, but it's the same story. The good lad has the good girl, they have the kid, you think you're fucking better than that, that's not your life. You don't see that kid. I mean, I see him now. Bryn, happy, all right, mate. But yeah, in fact, actually, here's a story for you. That was my first love, Bryn's mum, Shayna. Obviously, we've had a life. She got married, I got married, so we've had separate lives. We're now back together, 35 years later.
Blimey.
I know,
Yeah.
It's a little bit of a love story, there's more to it than that. But better the devil you know, kind of thing. But because she's always been a good girl, proper decent and that lot. I mean, probably most girls are, you get some that ain't, but she's always been like, thing. And I always had in my mind, out of every girl I had, I thought, I've got to clear that up. Do you know what I mean? Of like why?
Yeah.
I've had to clear, and it was always stuck in my mind. I wouldn't say it's a conscience thing, because if she says I don't care, well then you don't care, but I'm telling you anyway.
Yeah, yeah.
But no, that's. But yeah, back together now.
Yeah.
She's good for me.
Good.
Yeah, she's proper good for me, to be fair. Keeps me on the rail, off the, what's it called, track. Keeps me on track.
Yeah.
Yeah, we go to Lanzarote every year now, that's our place.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we do silly videos and that lot. I present them a film star. Well, I think I'm Ray Winston, but I'm not.
What about the criminality days? Any regrets with that?
No, not at all. No, I'm bothered. They're all insured. I never robbed a man's house. I never robbed a man's house. I've never robbed anybody.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I've never stolen off anybody. It was always shops or factories. Do you know what I mean? So no, they were insured. I ain't bothered. No, I've not got none at all.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, they had it, I didn't, so I wanted it.
Yeah.
And that's it. I ain't bothered. Listen, they were as crooked as we were. Some of them story texters out. Like, I heard they got done for nicking, you know what I mean? Beryl from Prince Jones, and I know you're watching. She got done for nicking it. She used to chase me all around the shop.
Yeah.
Hang on a minute. And then you're getting done for pinching yourself. Some of them were crooked. Same as the coppers. Some of them were crooked. Oh, I'm not saying they were crooked and bought stuff off me, because they didn't. But I do know what some of the stuff coppers were up to, especially street life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what's the future got in store for you then, Pete?
Mate, like I said, I've started up my courier business now. I'm a bit, like I said, I'm a recluse. If I go out now, it's meals. But like I said, I'm very well. I like to get home. I love the winter, right? Because I like my mum. She had the heating on in July, my mum did. Our bills are like £300 a month, I ain't bothered. But like, I like to get out. So I've got my courier business and I work on my own because I'm not a social person anymore, believe it or not. But if I can get a job to Scotland, Cornwall, that's me, that's my day.
Yeah.
I'm so happy. I'll go to Scotland there and back in the day, I don't stay overnight.
Yeah.
No, I love the driving, and that's my get out clause of life, do you know what I mean? Anything I've got on my mind, it clears my head.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like I said, I've had some dark times. Like I said, I lost my mum and my wife within 2 weeks of each other. Shit happens, mate, you just got to get on with it, ain't you?
Yeah, definitely.
So... No, but like I said, it's not all bad. I always say, what my mum told me, nothing bad lasts forever. But you don't. So whatever bad's happening in your life, anybody, it will get better, I promise you, because it does.
What advice would you give the 18-year-old Pete Palmer now? Pete?
Grow up. I'd give the 55-year-old Pete Palmer grow up. I wish I'd have gone the other way. I broke my mum's heart, really. And that's my biggest regret. I broke my mum's heart. But an 18-year-old people, I'd say, right, you've had your phase, now go get a job and do what normal people do.
Yeah.
Work and earn your money, buy your clothes that way. And that's what I do now. And lay off the drugs.
What about, say, looking forward? How do you see the country going in future? You know, we don't going to want to get all political like we did, but, you know, how do you see the way the country's going? Do you think...
No, and I'm glad I'll be dead. Put it that way. I'm glad I'm not here to watch it. I feel sorry for my kids and my grandkids. By the way, can I say hello to my 4 boys?
Of course.
Bryn, Bradley, Danny, Jamie. Love you. Thank you.
Yeah.
I feel sorry for them.
Yeah.
They've got to grow up in this.
Would you say you grew up in the best times? Pete?
Yes. 80s. Listen, I still listen to Frankie Goes to Hollywood now, mate. Do you know what I mean? I was bigger than Duran Duran in the 80s. I still listen to all that music.
Yeah.
I really do. Like I said, I've gone back. It's like I'm still wearing the same clothes I wore at school. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I mean, they're not the same size, obviously. And like I said, you have them rebadged and that lot, but I'm still wearing the same thing. I've even got a better on rugby top, mate.
Yeah.
It's a bit close to the old belly button, but there you go.
Yeah.
But yeah, I still wear the old clothes. I listen to the same old music that I listened to in the 80s. And I still have the same laughs I have. Probably tell the same jokes. But no, it's I can't say I've had a bad life. I've had down times.
Yeah.
But ain't we all?
Yeah. Yeah.
Joe, do you know what I mean? We
Yeah.
haven't. I can't sit here and say, I don't do sob stories.
Yeah.
Anything really, not everything, but most things I brought on myself. So I don't sit here going, I'm in a sob story.
Yeah.
Not at all. But we've all had bad times. But I'd say out of 10, I'd say 8.5 of goodness.
Yeah.
To be fair. And all the bad times, who's bothered about 2?
Yeah. I was going to say 8.5 out of 10. It's not a bad old score, is it?
I mean, ain't a bad old life, is it really?
Yeah, absolutely. So, Pete, thanks ever so much for coming in today.
Jughead, love you all.
It's been an absolute pleasure.
Nicest hooligan in the world, he is.
Really enjoyed it, mate. Really enjoyed it.
Brilliant, John, honestly.
And, you know, now we're back in touch. We'll keep in touch as well.
Love you, mate.
Legend.
Good man.
Thanks,
You too.
mate.
Thank you.